Nice to meet you guys. I'm Nikki.
And I'm Tori.
I'm curious how you guys met.
It's actually a funny story. We became roommates while I was in college. Our apartment was haunted.
We had some really crazy experiences happen in our apartment, and we both were like not bringing it up to each other because we were kind of like, does she believe in this? Does she believe this? Kind of a thing. We didn't want to freak each other out. But then, like, one of us was telling about some sort of ghost something, and we were like, by the way, have you had any experiences in our house? And yeah, there definitely was a ton of stuff. So that's kind of how we started.
And then it wasn't until years later, we were invited on our friend's YouTube video, and we both went, and it was a ghost hunt. We were like, wait, we're actually really good at this.
One of the things that we like so much about your guys' channel is the history that you guys go into on every location. So, like, how do you guys kind of go about gathering the history of these places? Is this something that you guys enjoy, or
I love it. It's like one of the things I'm really passionate about. I've always loved history and like all things like vintage and stuff like that. It fell upon me pretty easily. That's something that I kind of take on. I do the research, and then Nikki does editing.
I was going to say, both of you are very good at storytelling. And I feel like that's a big part of your content. Maybe starting with a story or working it in, weaving it in somehow. How do you approach your investigations or even your content?
This is such a good question because we have no idea until I sit down to edit the video. Okay, either this video is going to be a huge flop, or I've got to find some kind of story that I can wrap the whole editing around.
Yeah, so sometimes it's really obvious, like from the get-go, we'll be like, oh, this is where we want to go with it. But honestly, we let the investigation determine what the story is going to be a lot of times.
So you guys both like to have like a solid grasp on the history. I know kind of in our group, we kind of have some people who know the history and some people who don't, so that there's not like a bias. Like I'm not searching for particular people. And I think that's really worked out that way where we kind of have that nice middle ground.
Yeah.
But you've told us your first location. What was your favorite location?
Ooh.
I really like the Glen Tavern Inn.
That's what I was gonna say. That's my favorite too.
Yeah, I think that's honestly both of our favorites. We've talked about this a lot. It's just a really cool location. It's a great little inn.
It has an activity like no other. Like it is so haunted. And it's weird because not that many people know about it. Anytime we go there, we know something's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I love your Queen Mary video. I know you've done a ton. That's one of my favorites. That's so unique. Everybody knows what it is, but like the unique ones are kind of what keep it more interesting.
It's not just house.
Yeah, hospital, jail.
you guys have over 1,200 videos on YouTube. How do you constantly stay, I don't want to say relevant, but like, how do you stay fresh?
And not even just for your audience, but for yourselves. How do you keep it interesting for you guys?
So a lot of those videos are shorts. For shorts, we just try to stay on trend. Like we see a trend, we're like, how can we make this about ghosts? I feel like it goes back to the history because once you know about the place and you know, like, especially when the spirits are like unrested, it's that curiosity that at least drives me. That's like, why? Like, why are they here? What are they doing? It's like thinking about the unknown, and there's so many unanswered questions.
Have you guys ever been to Cerro Gordo or heard of it?
No. What is that?
There's this channel, it's called Ghost Town Living, and him and his investor friend, I guess, basically just moved away from New York. They were on Wall Street, working on Wall Street. They paid like $1 million, bought this ghost town just in the mountains of California. And he has a bunch of videos. He's just going through mines, looking for kind of old artifacts, looking for old denim that was in these mines. And he's restoring an old hotel that was there.
You two should dig through some mines for some denim. Is there anything that could happen that would make you guys stop doing this for good? I'm always curious with paranormal investigators. Is like anything out there that could make you just close shop?
The only thing that could actually like get me to stop, I'm not that scared of like being touched or pulled or whatever. If one of us got possessed,
I was literally going to say that.
It would take a possession to get me to stop.
Yeah.
We've already lost 4 people to that. No way.
Well, I mean, I told her, I said, if anything ever happens and I pass away, I will still be on the channel as a ghost.
Yeah, that's what she says. That's her main claim. She'll be like, I'll be haunting you.
That's a good friend.
Speaking of being a good friend, the last one that I saw, you guys were at your apartment. She literally came out of like, I don't know, what was it, like 4 o'clock in the morning? Like, all right, let's figure out where this is coming from.
Recently, it was actually after the Queen Mary. I could not walk. I could not walk for 2
Hmm.
weeks. Whenever I stepped on my right leg, it felt like my bone was going to snap in half. I went to the doctor, got x-rays. It showed nothing. It wasn't until I saged and did a cleansing that night the swelling in my leg went down.
So like you talked about like not being able to walk. We have not experienced that, but we've been doing this for a few years and we know that like really crazy things can happen during and after an investigation. But like if somebody that did not do this or did not believe in like ghost hunting heard that, they'd probably be a little skeptical, which a lot of times we find like in our videos when we have things like how do people like you that have been doing this for a long time deal with skeptics, whether it's comments or people you tell that you do this for a living? Like how do you deal with that?
I think the biggest thing, especially when it's comments, is they're watching because they're interested in it. We welcome skeptics to our videos. I mean, to be a skeptic and watch our videos, you're opening yourself to something more, and I respect that totally.
We're a group of 6 guys, so I feel like depending on locations, we get different information. Have you ever been in a place with another group and you've noticed that like the women or the men seem to get more interactions, maybe certain rooms or certain areas, locations, but like what are your thoughts on that?
I have met more female mediums than men.
Yeah.
And I don't
Yeah.
know if it's some sort of spiritual connection or because women are raised usually more to accept their emotions.
Mm-hmm.
They're nicer.
Yeah.
You can say it.
But
they're nicer.
No, I just mean,
they're
like,
more approachable.
Sometimes men are taught that like hide your feelings.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely.
And I think that when that happens, it could be suppressing some form of spirituality because we're all emotional beings.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I only brought that up because there's been a couple moments in our videos where we'll get like a comment through the Estes method saying like too many men or stuff like that. So I've wondered if you've ever had things where it just didn't want to react or talk with you.
Yeah, no, we definitely have had moments where we'll get like, depending on what the history of the place is, if it had like maybe a situation where it used to be like a brothel or something, we'll have men come through in a very negative way or a very degrading way. And obviously we're not men, so we haven't investigated with other men, I don't think.
While we do get different interactions, we pretty much get the same straightforward answer. So I've always wondered what like the diverse answers would be with like different groups.
I mean, there could definitely be a possibility like, well, not only group size, but sexual orientation because or your sex, because it's like I fear men in real life or life, then I probably would still fear men in death.
Yeah, and we have different locations and stuff where it's known that women will get like their hair pulled or things like that, or will specifically be pushed, but men won't have that experience.
I've heard that before. That was another thing I was trying to like see.
Yeah.
When I wear pigtails, men mess with my hair.
Yeah.
Ghost men.
Yeah.
No one's played with Sabian's ponytail.
Yeah, they can play with my hair.
What are some of your guys' favorite pieces of equipment to use?
We just started using the Envoy, and I really like it. But sometimes I feel like it doesn't work, but then sometimes it like works very clearly.
Yeah, that one's like one of our newest pieces of equipment, so I feel like we're still kind of trying to like get used to it. I don't know. I mean, I love the Estes method / spirit box. It's just a goodie.
Do you have any like dream locations if like money and time, destination, distance, none of that mattered? Like
Winchester Mystery House.
Yeah.
Anything in Ireland, old castles, the Ohio Penitentiary.
Yeah.
Is that what it's called?
That's right that's right near us. We've done that twice.
We want to do that too.
Yeah, that one sounds really amazing. Honestly, the Queen Mary was on our initial list, so that one was really cool to get to like
actually mark it off. I'm blanking, but there's that house that they made a Netflix movie about, or series. They were receiving like threatening letters.
Oh, like
I know what you're talking about. The Watcher.
The Watcher house.
Yeah.
I want to go there.
That's a unique answer.
Yeah, it is.
I like that.
Yeah. You mentioned Queen Mary, and I remember my wife showing me a video maybe a couple of years ago. But Glam and Gore.
I love her.
Mikey at all? Okay. So my wife is a huge fan. Is there anybody that you look up to, or who is your inspiration, if anyone?
Mine would be Glam and Gore. I love her. I used to watch her when I was younger.
I'm hilarious, and I'm a Ghost Adventures girl. I know a lot of people don't like it, but that's what I grew up watching, and yeah, I just love it. So that
Honestly, we look up to groups like you guys. You're just doing what you love. You're going out there to have fun. At the end of the day, yes, you're taking it seriously, but for yourselves, you're not taking yourselves too seriously or what you're doing too seriously. You're just there to get evidence, to have fun. Whatever you get, and then can turn it into content.
yeah, thank you. You explained us in a nutshell.
Absolutely.
I love it. Yeah, we always say we're in it for a long haul. There's not a good episode of everything. Like,
Yeah.
Right.
And we
Very
tell
true.
our viewers that we straight up tell them we're like, we don't know if there's no ghosts. I'm sorry, there's not going to be any
there's
ghosts this
not.
episode.
We're just not gonna just try to make it happen. It just is what it is.
But
So.
that builds
We-
credibility. That's what we like.
Yeah.
Like if you're finding something in every video you post, that's a little suspicious. So the
That's
fact
what
that
I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's us.
For
Yeah.
sure.
you're doing it right.
Drawing an engagement I mean, we're everywhere. We post everywhere all the time. And I think it's really important. The people who engage the most with you, it's like, let's make this a friend relationship. It shouldn't be one-sided where they just view us. Like, we want to know where they want us to go. And I
Yeah.
think the more dialogue there is, the better experience that we both have.
Yeah, we try to be really good about being active on our replies and stuff like that. You know, our viewers are the reason why we get to do this at all. We're actually super happy that people watch us in general.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you guys can tease out or that you want to tease out or promote for the remainder of the year, the next few months?
Well, we're doing some New York investigations. We're doing Texas, the
Yeah.
Goatman Devil Bridge. What is it?
Goatman's Bridge.
Goatman's Bridge.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Goatman's Bridge. We're gonna be all over the Southwest.
Oh, and we have
This
some
summer.
We have some cool collaborations planned and a merch
Nice.
drop. So-
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
You both are fantastic, and it means a lot that you took some time tonight to talk to us. It's fun for us because we like your videos so much, but this is like that extra layer of like getting to know who you watch.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.